Welcome back to the Explainer. Right, so today we're diving straight into scenes 15 through 18 of the Apocalypse Beckons campaign. And wow, talk about a turning point. What starts off as, a pretty standard bounty hunt to clear a ranger's name just spirals into this terrifying descent into pure cosmic horror. The whole dynamic completely flips here. The hunters literally become the hunted.
Okay, picture this. Our heroes are trekking into Mistwood Vale. They're 3 days deep into Blood-Reed Orc territory, and the morning mist, it's thickened up into this oppressive, unnatural soup. Imagine stepping into that blinding fog and stumbling on a ravaged orc, the lone survivor of a brutal attack, and he's just babbling this chilling warning: they come when blood is promised. I mean, right away, you know this isn't your standard rival clan dispute or a random bear attack. Something much, much darker is stalking these woods.
So, hearing that dying breath instantly brings up the core question for our explainer today. A question that flips their whole world absolutely upside down. Who or what exactly is the Watcher in the Mist? And, why is it coming for them?
To understand the tension, we gotta look at the sheer contrast in why the team is even out here. It's a massive clash of motivations. On one hand, you've got Eryn the Ranger. His drive is deeply personal, right? He's a wanted man, falsely accused of slaughtering peaceful orcs, and he's hunting the rival leader, Grash Bloodreed, to clear his maim. He's been holding on to this hatred ever since his father was crippled in an ambush. But then, look at the rest of the party. Welsies, Atenimus, Bip, and Zora. They're carrying this immense cosmic burden. I mean, they are literally marked with the glowing purple magic of a dark prophecy tied to the greater demon Gormak. They're bringing world-ending stakes right into the middle of a personal vendetta. And believe me, the forest is about to react to all that heavy, dark energy.
Section 1. Into the oppressive fog. The way the atmosphere escalates here is it's like a slow, agonizing tightening of a noose. Look at this timeline. Day 1, visibility drops to like 30 feet, and they start hearing these unnerving, rhythmic clicks echoing in the trees. Day 2, they find that dying orc and realize, okay, we're definitely not the only hunters out here. But Day 3, that is where the psychological warfare really kicks in. The fog actually starts mimicking the party's voices. It's calling out to the dwarven paladin Welsis and the half-elf warlock Atenimus from the shadows, sounding exactly like them. It's totally maddening and sets up the perfect, terrifying trap.
Which brings us to Section 2. The forest listens. Okay, so the party finally bumps into Grashi's orcs, but before a normal fight can even break out, total chaos ensues. Zora tries to cast Hypnotic Pattern, but it completely backfires. She actually ends up stunning herself along with the orcs. And in that split second of vulnerability, 3 whistlers just drop out of the trees. Now, these aren't your typical forest monsters. They are gray, featureless aberrations straight out of the abyssal far realm. One of them hits the group with a psychic blast of pure fear, instantly paralyzing Bip and Eryn. Eryn is basically a sitting duck, nearly killed by arrows while frozen stiff. Even Kolkida's precise sword strikes keep missing their blurry, shifting forms. It literally takes Welsies charging in on his warhorse, using all that divine paladin strength to turn the tide, which gives Zora just enough time to recover and absolutely fry the last whistler with a lightning bolt.
So the immediate threat is handled. Grash is knocked out cold and, well, in classic rogue fashion, Bip uses the breather to go pick Grash's pockets. Classic Bip, right? He snags 30 gold, which he's probably keeping quiet about, but more importantly, he finds a mysterious note carved into a piece of leather. Eryn, who actually learned Orcish specifically to hunt his enemies, reads it for the group. It says, "The fog is not merely a forest breath. It listens when blood is promised and hope is lost." Basically, it's a warning from another orc leader, confirming their absolute worst fears. The fog isn't just weather, it's being weaponized. It's a conduit. And as the fog starts to clear out from the battle, they notice something super unsettling. Carved into these centuries-old trees around them are these highly stylized eyes. These markings are ancient. They predate the orcs by a long shot. The party realizes they haven't just wandered into the woods. They've stumbled right into the domain of the Watcher, this abyssal surveillance entity. Those whistlers, just its hounds. This is a huge revelation. The cosmic apocalyptic plot hasn't just been waiting around. It's been actively watching them this whole time.
Section 3. The Watcher's Ultimatum.
Now things get even worse on the journey back. The purple prophecy magic on their skin starts humming like a live electrical wire. Two whistlers start shadowing them from the brush, but they don't attack physically. Instead, they project this intense telepathic threat straight into Atenemis's mind. The Watcher does not forgive failure. I mean, poor Atenemis. He's a warlock already dealing with the dark demands of his own demon patron, and now he's got this psychic intrusion totally shattering his rest and giving him nightmares of this massive probing eye.
And check out how the Watcher tries to lock them down. First, the fog gets so thick it takes on this suffocating marshmallow-like texture, literally pushing against them to herd the party down a trapped path. But Welsies uses his divine dwarven iron will to basically anchor the group and resist it. Then, giant bears literally made out of solid fog manifest to block them. But the team plays it extremely smart here. Instead of brawling with fog bears, they use Misty Step to just teleport right past them, slipping away to safety as they leave the fog behind.
Section 4. Night of the Stalker.
But you know what they say, you can leave the woods, but escaping the woods doesn't mean you've escaped the Watcher. Night falls, and the nightmare follows them right into their sanctuary. That thick marshmallow fog rolls into the village streets, and it doesn't just sit there, it actively swallows the lantern light. The lanterns go out one by one, and then, and this is the absolute creepiest part, the noise stops. Total dead silence. No wind, no chatter, not even a single bug buzzing. Then, in that pitch-black, silent fog, the slaughter starts. An invisible stalker, this creature of pure, unseen malice, begins tearing through the helpless villagers. Eryn and Welsies don't even hesitate. Acting on pure courage, they rush blindly right into the dark fray, just swinging their weapons, trying to save anyone they can. Luckily, the tide turns fast. Zora unleashes her raw magic. Boom! A massive fireball completely incinerates the far bank. It lights up the darkness, catches the brush on fire, and finally sends those lurking whistlers screaming back into the shadows. With that sudden, violent burst of light, the team gets the opening they need to deliver a crushing blow to the invisible stalker. Finally, Section 5. The Aftermath.
So, when the dust settles, we're left with this massive double-edged sword. On one hand, yeah, a solid physical victory. They got what they came for. Grosh is captured, Eryn's bounty is cleared, they even scooped up some healing potions and incense. But man, the psychological defeat on the other side is devastating. As the mist clears, this massive spectral eye actually forms and floats above the tree line. The psychic toll is so heavy that almost the entire party, everyone except Zora and Kolkita, is hit with short-term madness. They're exhausted, terrified, and plagued by nightmares. They won the physical brawl, sure, but they definitely lost the mental war. Which brings us to the end of the explainer, leaving our exhausted heroes and us with one incredibly haunting question. How on earth do you defeat an enemy that sees absolutely everything? The Purple Prophecy isn't some distant problem anymore. It has eyes, it has agents, and it's hunting them in their own safe havens. The stakes are officially through the roof. Thanks so much for tuning in. What do you think the party's next move should be? Keep that in mind, because next time, we're breaking down their counterattack.